Okay, well, Simteq's idea of an animal farm slash auto cooker is going to be built similar to the method in which we created the iron farm, using lava, water, drop system, and instead of having villagers indoors making the game think that this is a village, we're going to use grass blocks up in the sky, well lit, probably 9 or above, to make the game believe that it is daytime in some random place in the biome. Now, the issue with that is that the spawn up there is going to have to compete with all the rest of the spawning down here, which really isn't too bad. It means this isn't going to be an absolutely quick method of doing it, but it is going to be guaranteed, so you won't have to go searching around for food. You won't have to go searching around for meat. You just have to come here and collect it, and hopefully it will already be cooked. Now, the difficulty with getting grass blocks all the way up there is that you will need a diagonal set of blocks, like what I'm about to show you here, that will put grass all the way up to the place where we need the grass to be in order for the creatures or the animals, if you will, to spawn up there, because only baddies will spawn on the opaque blocks like this, on dirt blocks. In order for animals to spawn, it needs to be grass. A little off, but good. So we're going to work on the basic construction of this, and then we'll work on getting grass up there. So the first thing you're going to need to do is dig out a little 4x4 hole so you have an idea of where your landing platform is going to be, and I'm going to recommend building anywhere between 20 and 25 blocks into the sky. So just as a good basis here, you're going to need to build 20 up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So when you have this 20 block high thing into the air, make sure that you surround the 4x4 area beneath with dirt blocks. This will be important later. So you have the dirt blocks placed here, yeah, and make sure it's lined up, which it is, which is good. So you have one, and then the gap, and then it's a perfect circle around there. And you might be wondering, how am I going to get down without killing yourself? Well, for this build, you're going to need 8 buckets of water. So put one of them in your inventory and put that down here, and basically just wait for it to get all the way down to the bottom and swim down to the bottom so you won't need to injure yourself. See, now that we have the basic shape of what we're going to be starting with up here, outline the bottom. So you don't have to dig with it later. Just outline the bottom of it here, yeah, like so. Make sure to leave one side open, which is going to be the quote-unquote front, or where you're going to be collecting all of said meats. So you have that set there, and you've got a good, baseline platform for how things are going to be. And at this point, you might be asking yourself, how in the F do you plan on getting grass all the way up here? It's actually really easy. What you're going to need to do is find a place that is a fair enough distance away, and start with a grass block here. Line yourself up so that you know about where you're going to be, and as long as, if you're less than, there's a problem because grass doesn't climb straight up, but if you're more than, it's good because you can just make it a nice solid platform. So you start here, you can even climb on top of it if that's what you want to do, and you just follow this going all the way up to the grass platform. Dirt platform, sorry. Now keep in mind, this is not going to be the quickest or most efficient because of all of the other animals that are already here and the competing animal spawns in the area. Now a good example of what I'm talking about in regards to getting grass to climb platforms is you will see the dirt block all the way up there, like all the way up on top of the stone that's over there, has grass on it. Dumbass creeper. Has grass on it, and you will see that this block is already starting to gain its grass. So it takes a little while, don't get me wrong, but it does work. So you go from here up, and it keeps bouncing itself up like so, and you keep on building. Awesome. So as soon as the land bridge is done, basically all you're waiting for is the grass to travel all the way up this arch, like it is slowly starting to do, traveling all the way up the arch, across this bridge and onto this platform, because the platform is needed to spawn the creatures. Yay, creatures! Now, in order to get the 10x10 platform we need for this place, we will need to extend each corner 3 blocks, same way we did with the iron farm. So 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and don't be clumsy like me. Don't die, because that would be horrible. 1, 2, 3. Yay. Now, after you have your 10 by 10 area, we will need 2 iron. Not yet. We will need to torch this area and wait for the grass to appear. If there's any quicker way to make grass appear, if you have a silk touch pickaxe, you can silk touch the grass block and bring it up here. Yeah. Alright, so now that we actually start having grass on this platform, the next thing you will need to do is, starting from the outside here, 3-block wall. 3-block high wall. So, let's get to it, shall we? Now, in order for a creature to spawn, animals, bad guys, whatever, it has to be a block. Okay, there has to be an opening in the block, and there has to be a minimum of 1 block above that, which is see-through or clear, such as water or air or glass or whatever. Something needs to be see-through. So we're doing that by creating this, and the reason we have a 3 high wall is so that we can do the one above that block, along with some torches so we can keep it well lit, and it will be grand. Okay, so now that we have our grass platform, you'll need to go around and put torches. I would say like this, every other block, so that you have a proper torching platform. Keep everything as well lit as possible. The last thing you want are zombies or skeletons spawning in here, because this is supposed to be animal food, not equipment and gear. So now that it's well lit, re-procure your bucket of water, like so, and just like this, every corner. And the reason you're doing this is so that the water will get just to the edge and push whatever items are, or creatures are, off into the landing area. So we've got that one there and this one here. See, and it lines up so nicely. Get rid of this later. This is actually what you're using to get up to the next level. So this one here and this one here and GTFO. So quickly. Awesome. Sweet. So now we have grass blocks that are going just to the edge right here, which is where you want them to be. And the next area, which actually starts right here, good enough because there's already grass here, you can start by creating another box with a 2x2, or technically I guess a 2x2 hole right in the middle of it, like so. So let's fill her up. Basically, what we're trying to do is produce optimum spawning conditions without it being necessary to compete with other spawned areas. Creatures will spawn when players aren't around within a certain amount of blocks, which is why it's within a certain amount of blocks from the house. Animals don't spawn in desert biomes. Baddies do, but creatures and animals other than squids do not. Squids will spawn anywhere as long as it's a 1x1 block of water. They have the potential to spawn. It's a really low possibility, but it is a distinct possibility. So we're trying to make it a non-competitive spawning area. As you can see, we are in the plains biome, which is excellent for good spawning conditions. All we basically need is for it to be well lit and grass. So yeah. So you're going to need a pit for all of these creatures to fall into, and just so I don't die in constructing this, I'm going to put some water down here because again I really don't want to die. So we're going to build this little container over here, put some glass in front of it, and we'll be building a trap/cooker for all of the things. So previously, Simteq and I decided that 6 up from this point is where our lava should be, and the reason for that is so that the lava, they will hit the lava, go through the lava, hit the hoppers, and die on the hoppers on fire, and if they don't, we can always just slaughter them and call it a day. So let us build it. Okay, now I am 5 up, and seeing as that I am 5 up, which means right here, we will put 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, yeah. And right on the front here, we will be putting glass, so as soon as we have glass, we will put that up here. And the lava will sit right here, so the creatures will fall, hit the lava, go down into the hoppers, die on the hoppers, items will go into a box. Moo! We're cows.
Definitely cows.
Moo.
Yeah.
Moo. Moo. So now that we have our bucket of lava, the signs are there to stop the lava from falling. So now it will be a perfect square of lava. Well, not perfect. It will be a square of lava that will then, well, creatures fall into the lava, into the hoppers. So, yeah, let's get to it. At this point, what we will be placing in here are boxes and hoppers. So first the boxes, then the hoppers. Without that, you're gonna have some problems. So we're going to put one of the boxes here and one of the boxes here, and just for effect, we're going to put some dirt here because I am an insane perfectionist. So we will set that here. Now that you have your boxes in place, what you will need to do is grab some hoppers. Oh, hey lava. Shift right click on this and shift right click on this, and then you will do the same here. Shift right click, and then the same here. Now you don't need hoppers to look like this, but you cannot place boxes directly next to each other. And I'm a fan of having two boxes just so we can have, a whole of 4 here. So we now have our pit basically set up with the trap system activated. So yeah. Now you might be saying to yourself, Proto, you're a dumbass. This is never going to work. Well, honestly, it's just a theory, a lot like the egg farm was a theory, and it seems to be working relatively well. Even though I have murdered all the chickens in order to try and modify it, so we need to put more in there. But I mean, it's a theory. If it works, cool. If not, I know what doesn't work, and I know what will work. If this type of platform doesn't work, then I will be creating something similar to the redstone system with a slower delay so more animals have the chance to spawn before being pushed off by the water into probably another pit similar to this. Of course, X'd out like the base of the mob farm is, but we're going to construct it, see whether or not it works. If it does, cool. If not, cool. I mean, at least we know. On a side note, Simteq was nice enough to put a nether wart farm here. I really want to get into making potions and doing the whole alchemy thing, and he's helping me out. What's cool about that, as soon as nether wart is fully grown, you destroy it. It gives you anywhere between 2 and 3 nether wart shrooms, which is cool. And then you just replant one of them, call it a day, wait for them to regrow, like so. Pick it and replant it. Good to go. Now, with the spawn rates being as low as they are in this area, with competing against these cows and these horses and all the other creatures on the land, I need to make as much grass as I can, as well lit as I can, to see if it works. Again, this is just a theory. I don't know if it's going to work. If it does work, I will update you. But as for right now, we currently have 3 working on the 4th level of the quote-unquote farm, just to test it out. If it doesn't work, like I said, I'll be doing the same thing I did with the mob farm, where it's basically a water system on a delay, on a timer. So then it will then push the animals down into a hopper system. I might actually build it on top of this to just funnel them down, but who knows? I haven't really decided how this is going to work if this doesn't work, but I have a couple of contingency plans. I'm a pretty smart guy, contrary to popular belief. Contrary to the way that I speak and the way that I compose myself. I'm going to eat this here fish. And you might be asking yourself, Proto, why is there TNT next to these cows? Well, in case the cows decide they want to revolt, Simteq is going to murder the crap out of them. Cows are horrible people. Actually, they're worse people than horses. Like, horses are terrible people. But cows make horses look like saints. Anyway, still working on this animal farm. Like I said, I will update you if and or when it works. Post the official design for it. Let you all know that it works. Anyway, I am Proto. Click the subscribe button for more gameplay, news, reviews, and updates. Cheers.